Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. How you learn how to get more connection with your wife, more joy, more passion, and it gets more and more joyful day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. Welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I want to wish you a good moyed, and today's days is when it's Sikkis, it's moyed, it's the holiday, it's exciting, it's a time to be excited. And as it says from Tzaddikim, from the big scholars, that what you can achieve through happiness, you can't achieve through crying. Yes, sometimes you need to cry, but when you are happy and really joyful, you can achieve a lot of things from Hashem. Hashem is excited to listen to you when you are happy and excited. And especially these days, as the Gemara says, that when the Beis Hamikdash was built, when the temple was built, there was like the happiest time at these days, as the Mishnah says in Masechta Seked Daf Nin Aleph Amud Aleph, Misha ledu simchas bais hashayve ledu simcha miyomav. Those who didn't see that Simchas Torah that was in the time of the temple didn't see a happiness in his lifetime. So let's make sure to create this happiness in our home in this time. And the best way to do that is with your wife. As the Medrash says, the Medrash in Pashas Bereishis, Perek Zayin, Halacha Bais, Loi Toiv. The Pusik says it's not good. It's not good for a man to be alone. Hashem saw that it's not good for a man to be alone. Let me make him a wife. Tune Rabbi Yankov. So Rabbi Yankov said, Kol sha'ayno yesha, any person who doesn't have a wife, and doesn't have a wife doesn't mean is not necessarily means that he's not married. Some people who are married, they don't have a wife. They're like two different people. We are talking about having a wife, a connection that's getting better and better. So a person that doesn't have a wife, Shuri Beloy Tovi, he doesn't have goods. Beloy Eiser, he doesn't have a helper. Beloy Simcha, he doesn't have happiness. Beloy Baruch, he doesn't have a blessing. Beloy Kapure, he doesn't have forgiveness. Beloy Toive, he doesn't have good. So he explains, Beloy Toive, how do I know that he doesn't have good? Someone who is not married. Lo Toive Yoisudem Levado. It says in the Pusik, it's not good for a man. He doesn't have good. A man that's alone doesn't have God. Beloy Isaac, how do you know that he doesn't have a helper? As Beloy Isaac Negdoi, because the Pusik says, Hashem said, let's give him a helper. So if he doesn't have a wife, if he's not connected with his wife, he doesn't have a helper. Beloy Simcha, how do I know that he's not happy? Shenemer, as the Pusik says, you should be happy with your wife. If if you don't have a real connection with your wife, you can't have real happiness. You don't have forgiveness. And now it was Yom Kippur, Hashem forgave us everything because our wife. So let's give the credit for our wife for all these stuff, for everything that we have. As the Pusik says, he will forgive for him because his home, because his wife, because his household. So you have forgiveness because your wife. If you have a connection with your wife, you have forgiveness. How do I know that you don't have a blessing? As it says in the Pusik, it will leave a blessing in your home. In your home, home means your wife. That's the home. That's the first place. That's the first place always to go. That's the first place to care about. That's the place you want to focus on and you want to build and you want to care about. Reb Simon says in the name of Reb Shimon Levi, a person who doesn't have that connection with his wife, who is not with his wife, he doesn't have peace. Shenemer, as it says in Pusik, you have peace when you have a household with peace. So the household, your wife brings the peace. The connection with your wife brings the peace. And we see that in real life. Everybody who has a real marriage, a real connection, a real joyful connection has that peace, that happiness, that joy, that blessing, all of this. Reb Shia the Sechnen, B'Shem Reb Levi Omer, The Pshia from Sechnen says in the name of Rebbe Levi, Abeloi Chayim, a person who's not married, who doesn't have that connection with his wife, who doesn't have a life. Shenime, as the Pusik says, Ai Chaim Mishwa Sharaftu. See, the life that you have is because the wife that you love. It's also, you need to love her. You need to have that love one another to have that life. If you don't have the love, you don't have a life really. The Pri says, he's not a whole person, he's like a half a person. Shenime, as the Pusik says, by Budech Oisan, and he blessed them. Hashem blessed them, the man and the woman. By Yikru Ashmam Udam, and he called them man. Shnaim Keichet Krim Udam, both together, the man, the husband and wife, are called man, person. The Yeshamrim. But if you're alone and you're separated or you don't have that connection, you're not a person. You're half a person. And there are others that say that you also make less the dmis because we are created. Hashem created us and His vision in His kavod, like Hashem is. And if we are not married, we have less from the vision that Hashem has on us, from Hashem's vision. As the Pusik says, Hashem created us, created a man from the vision of God, God's vision. Maxiv Achrab, what says after that? You should have children, and you can only have children when you're married. So if you're not married, you're not in the vision of Hashem. You don't have that vision. So that's what you want to learn is, and what you want to take away is now when it's Chalamoid, when it's the holiday, make sure to give that to your wife, give the credit to your wife for all the blessing, for all the forgiveness, for all the love, and create that connection. So you have focus on her, go out with her, go out with the kids, make sure that you help out as much as possible, especially in these days when it comes Hoshanah Rabbah, Shemini Atzeres, Simchas Torah, these holidays where it's like packed. Sometimes I remember I used to go like run away whenever I can go learn or focus. Yes, these things are important, but make sure to first build your home, build your house, care about it. Make sure you help out as much as possible because this is now your opportunity to create a foundation for an entire year, for an entire life, to show her that you care, you help her out on whatever she needs. And this is also the time where you wanna use to build that connection in a way where through the happiness, because this time is the happiness, and as it comes Shemini Atzeres, as the Medrash says in Parshas Pinchas, Perek Chof Aleph, Halacha Chof Dalet, B'yoyim Shemini Atzeres, Zeh Shel Merakuseh, in the 8th day it should be a holiday. That's what the Pusik says. Tachas avusi yistenini v'nisfilu. Because I love them, they hated me, and I pray. At moitze b'chag, you find now Sikkis in the holiday. Yisru al makribim lefanechu shivim purim al shivim imes. The Jews, they bring 70 animals to be makrev on the 70 nations. Omri Yisrael. So the Jews said, Ribono Olamim, Hashem, the Creator, God, Harai uni makriv malam shivim purim. We bring for you, for them, that they should be blessed. These 70 animals for kavunas, they should love us for that. But they hate us. Shenimed, as the Pusik says, Tachas, as the prayer says, Tachsavusi Yistenini, because instead of I love them and they hate me. They hate me back. That's why Hashem told them, for the Jews, now it's time, it comes Shemini Atzeres, it's time for you to be makrev, to bring a carbon only for yourself. By Yom Shemini Atzeres tilachem, the 8th day, it should be a holiday for you. You should bring a carbon for Hashem. Par echad, ayel echad, mushel melech. It's like a king. we can explain it and understand by if we say we imagine a king she'usa sida, a king made a party Shivas Yomim from 7 days, V'zim kol b'nai unim shem medina, and he invited all the people from the country, the entire nation. B'Shivas Yamayim Mishta in these 7 days. Kivash Avri Shivas Yamayim Mishta, as the 7 days of the party went by, he said, the king said to his the person he loved the most, we partied with all the people of the country. Let's be excited and let's be joyful with what we find. Letebuse, a small piece of meat, or shell dog, or sliced fish, or yedek, or even just some vegetable. That's how Hashem told the Jews. Shemini, in the 8th day, Atzeres Tilechem. It should be a holiday for you. Whatever you find, whatever you find, anything, let's party. And this is a big limit. This is a big learning for a marriage. When you are in a marriage, your wife needs you. Whatever you bring, if you put her first, even if it's a small piece, a small thing, you care for her, you bring for her, that's what matters. The main thing is focus on her, focus to make sure she has her needs, focus to make sure that you help her out, take out the trash, do whatever you can to lift her obligations, to make it easier for her, help dress the kids, when it comes, especially these days of Shemini Atzeres, of Simchas Torah, make sure that you help out whatever you can. If you can, like, wait for her or anything you can, give a hand. And Rasha says it in a different way a little bit. In Pashas Emoid, in Pusei Klamet Vov, Atzarti eschem etzli. I hold you. When it comes now, Shemini Atzeres, this holiday, I hold you by me. Like a king invited his children for some days to party. Lifted. It came the time. Now we are partying now with Hashem, with our Father, with our wife. Let's feel that party. Let's create that party. Let's create that joy, that happiness. And it will come the time, Shemini Atzeres comes the time to spread ourselves, to say goodbye. Umed, Hashem says, Bunai, my children, I ask from you, stay with me another day. It's hard for me to part from you. That's how your wife feels a lot of time. You run away, you go out. Yes, you have to go, you have to do things, but make sure that understand that she has something to say, and it's hard for her that you're going away. Stay there. Stay there until she finishes what she wants to say, until you finish what you're dealing with. And the same when it comes now, Shemini Atzeres, make sure that you use these days. It's the last days that you have the opportunity to create the memories of love, of joy with your family and your wife. So make sure you do it. And the Meches Chinuch also says it a little bit like Rasha. In Mitzvah Shinchov Gimel, he says, the Chazal said, Shenikrikain, Shemini Atzeres is called like that, Lefisha Sofa Me Adam, because it's at the end of all the holidays. We had Rosh Hashanah, we had the New Year. Hashem gave us our New Year. We will have a blessed year, amazing year. We had Yom Kippur. Hashem forgave us of all the sins. We are having now sickness. We are enjoying ourselves with our wife, with our family. And it comes Shemini Atzeres, and it's an explanation. Like Hashem told us, stay another day with me. It's hard for me to part with you. So let's create these times and feel it. Feel like Hashem is telling us, It's hard for us to part from us, and let's have a party another day and feel that party with your wife. Create that with your wife, with your children. May Hashem bless you. You should have a beautiful Yom Tov, a beautiful Chalamoid. You should pull out. You should achieve everything you desire. In the Shemini Atzeres, in Simchas Torah, in Hoshanah Rabbah, and you should have all your desires fulfilled. You should have more and more joy in your marriage and your family and passion, and we should all be zoichet to the Gile Shleime, to the final redemption, quick in our days, Amen. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe so you get the videos, the updates, the podcasts, how to get this amazing life that you want with your wife, how to create a connection that stays forever, and both of you are full of joy and passion, and it grows in the marriage day after day, month after month, year after year. Let's create it and let's make it happen. Take care. All the best.